Is pleasure everything? It is a question that has puzzled thinkers for ages. We often hear the word hedonism thrown around, sometimes simply meaning someone seeking a good time. But truly, it is a deep family of philosophical ideas that puts pleasure first. It asks us to consider the role of pleasure in what motivates us, what we truly value, and how we live morally. Think about it. Are we all just wired to chase pleasure and avoid pain? That is psychological hedonism. It suggests every action, even helping others, might stem from an expectation of personal benefit. It is fascinating to consider this self-interested drive. Then there is the question of value. Axiological hedonism believes pleasure is the only real source of good. Things like knowledge or money are valuable only if they bring us joy or lessen our suffering. This view even debates if all pleasures are equal. Some say it is all about intensity and duration, a quantitative approach. Others argue quality matters too. A fine meal versus a simple snack, for instance. This leads to how we define well-being. Prudential hedonism states that our happiness is solely determined by the balance of pleasure and pain in our lives. And what about right and wrong? Ethical hedonism turns pleasure into a moral duty. We should pursue joy and avoid pain. This moral path splits too. Utilitarian versions encourage us to maximize happiness for everyone. Egoistic versions, however, state that each person should focus on their own pleasure alone. It is easy to see why hedonism sometimes gets a bad rap, associated with selfish, short-term indulgence. But the philosophy goes much deeper than that. Philosophers think about pleasure and pain very broadly. It is not just about physical sensations. It includes any positive or negative experience, or even our attitudes of attraction or aversion. When we talk about happiness in this context, it is often seen as the overall balance of pleasure outweighing pain. Of course, measuring this feeling can be tricky. Pleasure is so personal. It is hard to compare how much joy one person feels versus another. We also face interesting psychological challenges, like the paradox of hedonism. This suggests that directly pursuing pleasure might actually make it harder to find. There is also the hedonic treadmill, an idea that we constantly adapt to new levels of pleasure, always needing more to maintain the same level of happiness. This quest for understanding pleasure is ancient. Did you know hedonistic ideas were discussed by the Cyrenaics and Epicureans in ancient Greece, or in the Charvaka school in ancient India, and by Yangism in ancient China? This timeless debate dipped a bit in the medieval period but burst back into prominence with the rise of utilitarianism in modern times. In the 20th century, criticisms pushed thinkers to refine these ideas, creating new, more nuanced forms of hedonism. Today, this philosophy still influences fields from psychology to economics to animal ethics. It is incredibly relevant. Understanding pleasure and its role helps us navigate our own motivations and choices. It shows us that true well-being might come not just from chasing fleeting moments, but from a mindful approach to what truly brings us lasting positive experiences for ourselves and for those around us. It is about understanding the different flavors of happiness and how they weave into our lives. If you found this exploration fascinating, please subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking discussions. And do share this video with your friends who also enjoy delving into life's big questions.